welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another film review, and this time it's a film review of my boy, my man, a film that a lot of people are slating at the minute, but I don't think they should be, but it's my film review for Venom. And I'll say now, no spoilers, don't worry. I mean, I'll touch on a couple of details, but no spoilers. But this film was, I had my doubts when the film started, but there's a lot of twists and turns. Right, let's just go on with the main review. In fact, I'm gonna touch on this version of Venom we see here on the big screen, because it's the main thing that I doubted at first, because this is us just jumping straight into the now visuals. So if you do enjoy, we'll boost with it, whatever. This version of Venom and Eddie is so, not too much, not Deadpool levels, but so comedic. And if you're a big lifelong fan of Venom, we know we've got Venom Space Knight, we've got Venom in the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff in the comic books right now. This version of Venom, I thought was going to be the classic Venom when he first bonded with Spidey in the Secret Wars. He brought down Earth and he was complete nightmare and crazy and just savage. He was to a degree, but he was more comedic, and there was times that they tried to make you feel sympathy for Venom, which is great for this version of Venom, which I have to keep pointing out. But when I first heard it, trying to get sympathy in that for him, I'm like, no, Venom doesn't need sympathy. He's a fucking alien symbiote. He's a badass. He's a savage. He's a crazy motherfucker. And you'll see the points where they want you to feel a bit of sympathy in that for him. But again, I need to separate that, the classic old school Venom, which I know the Venom I have on this t-shirt, to this version of Venom. For this version of Venom, the sympathy card, the comedic values, everything played so nicely and fit together beautifully. The story of Eddie Brock, this again, portrayed by Tom Hardy, phenomenal job. I don't think going at this film, if you don't like the film, you can't doubt or fault Tom Hardy's performance, because again, he just knocks it out of the park once again. But he was fantastic as Eddie Brock. Again, a slightly different Eddie Brock. If you're old school into comics and stuff, you know Eddie Brock is a high school bully and stuff, and he bullied Peter Parker. And then he gets formed with Venom and stuff, because Venom brings out your darker and your more aggressive and angry side, which we do see a little bit in this film. But this version of Eddie Brock isn't necessarily constantly hateful or angry and stuff like that. He's kind of a normal, just sort of mellow guy. He has a bit of shit luck, a bit of shit happens. He kind of takes it on the chin, I felt anyway. But the film, it got slated so bad. If you go on any reviews and stuff like that, it got slated. I am going to be probably a little bit biased because it's my favourite villain of all time, Venom. But I fucking love this film. I thought the story they wanted to tell, okay? The symbiotes come to Earth, they bond, we have symbiotes v symbiotes, we got Riot in this. We got a few other ones, and we got a fucking beautiful end cutscene. Please stay for 2 cutscenes, okay? We get one, I'm not going to spoil, I really just want to shout at the camera, but I'm not going to spoil the first cutscene. But as soon as you see the opening shot, you know what the crack is. I got excited. I grabbed Chris. I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking happening. The other cutscene, I'm going to have to, right at the very end, it's changed the way this Sony, because this is an association with Marvel, the way Sony are going to do the future of the Venomverse, spider-related type stuff, okay? There's a big bit of text which you have to read carefully. And again, if you kind of follow the comics, you'll follow the crack. I've got a big theory on how this is all going to go down. We'll probably discuss it in the podcast. But anyway, I'm trying to do a film review here. This film was an absolute whirl ride. The chase sequences where we've got, again, this isn't a spoiler because we see Tom Hardy do it in the trailer, where they're getting chased on the bike and stuff, and the way that Venom uses into play his powers to do stuff and keep Eddie on the bike and all this kind of shit and chuck away cars, deflect bullets, that all played out flawlessly. I thought that was fucking phenomenal, beautiful, amazing to watch, and very, very artistic today. The fight scenes alone, the way Venom first appears, because we see little glimpses, we see movements, we see him in the shadow, we hear him. I just love the way I keep going Eddie. I keep saying I want to look in the mirror and just hear Dan. But the way we fully get Venom, again, it's like in the trailer, comes up, and the way the word pancreas is so shit, but hearing Venom say pancreas is just mint. Yeah, and all the other symbiote, this film's great to lead on for a future Venomverse and what it brings into it. But yeah, the story was absolutely fantastic. We get an evil doctor who gets formed with one of the symbiotes who wants to do this for the planet. But the symbiotes have a plan of their own. I won't tell you what it is because, again, spoiler alert and stuff. So yeah, evil, corrupt doctor, journalist guy that wants to tell the truth. They clash heads, but then they get fused with their own different symbiotes who clash themselves. All comes into a big, beautiful mess. I was nearly going to say a word there. And Riot was calling this. It was great to see Riot on the big screen, having Riot there. I don't know if in the future, again, because it didn't lay anything, if Toxin or anyone like that's going to be involved. I hope so. That would be fantastic. Yeah, like I said, my first initial, my minor fault would be the comedic stuff. But again, take away the Venom that you know. This is the first proper, ignore Spider-Man 3, even though I don't mind that Venom. This is the first take of Venom. This isn't the same Venom we've been reading in the comic books or and watching any TV shows or anything like that. There's a new Venom. He's very close with Eddie in this, like super duper close, which, you know, they are anyway. Super duper close. And their relationship's really great. The way Tom Hardy's talking, what Eddie's talking to Venom in his head and stuff was just flawless. To hear the conversations going on, the way it starts off with Venom in the driving seat saying, Nat, you're my host and all this stuff. And then they find a mutual ground, and then towards the end, they're very unified and together, and they're a real team. And the other side characters are absolutely fine. There's a love interest which is in there. It's cool. The villains were, like I said, compelling enough. This wasn't a oh my god, we need to save the world, because like I said, it's anti-hero and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't just like, oh, Doom and Gloom didn't save the world. It was Eddie Brock's got his own story to fight, because he wants he's a character that wants to tell the truth, make sure justice is done. And Venom kind of sways that way as well, because of his emotional attachment that he gets with Venom and all that with Venom. And there's a great switch of Venom's host for a bit. I won't tell you who. You'll watch it. It's cool as fuck. And even in the way that Venom comes to part when he first takes over Eddie Brock and how it slowly manifests. I thought the layout and the build up of this film was great. It told you the origin of Venom. Venom comes from space. Everybody knows that. It's in the trailer, blah, blah, blah. And the way it slowly develops for Tom Hardy to realise what he's got, what's going on, the powers, what he can do, what he can't do, what he needs to do, what he should do. I thought it all broke down really nice. Chris said he thought it felt kind of rushed and stuff, of how quickly Venom was willing to do stuff and change his mind about stuff, but I thought it played out for the story that it was trying to tell, the time we got and how long it told that story. I thought it was absolutely perfect. Like I said, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but this film was great. This is where I usually, if you watch a Visual Guy review, I always run off this usual sort of cannon fodder. The visual effects, absolutely fantastic. The action sequences, beautiful. The story was really easy to get behind and thoroughly enjoyable through. The battle sequences, great. There's one sound effect, the clip that they released a few days ago on YouTube, and the guy falling from the building makes that classic noise. Why do films keep using that? They can maybe stop doing that. The other big doubt was, we talked about it in a podcast a few weeks ago. I was like, I don't know how they're going to do this film without Spider-Man. Fair enough, you're calling this version of Venom an anti-hero, but he still needs Spider-Man to be that counterbalance. To me, it's not on the same level, but you could argue Batman, Joker, respectively. I was like, how are they going to do this? Because Venom is a savage. He just wants to go around ripping people's heads off. They saw that out in this. They give Venom a compelling reason as to why he can be the hero of this Venomverse, and we don't necessarily need a Spider-Man in this. But again, there's a big theory, crazy shit going on in my head, which Chris has already had most of it discussing the podcast. So, yeah. The film was amazing. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Again, because the 8 out of 10 is because I wanted my classic Venom, because I'm really bad at separating from comic book stories to what they're trying to tell on the big screen, but I wanted, the savage moments were there, but I wanted a savage, slimy, sloppy, who gives a fuck what anybody thinks Venom, I'm just going to rip your throat out, which again, we did get mild versions of. Things change and escalate and stuff, but and again, the comedic value was, at this moment in time, it was a bit too much for me for what Venom is. I've seen around his comedic moments before, him interacting with the Thing and stuff, and comic books and all that's quite funny. But yeah, the film was amazing. A little bit rambly, but yeah, the visuals, this is a nice, solid, great way to start groundwork for the future of the Venomverse. And again, watch the last cutscene and read the big yellow caption that comes up first. This is a great groundwork for that, whatever they're going to build on in the future. Nice, easy story, good introduction that doesn't drag on, but which doesn't rush it as well, unlike the DCEU. Doesn't rush it. Good villains to root against, great hero in Eddie and Venom to root for, and a nice, easy story, and it was a great story to watching them combined. That was it. That was my thoughts on Venom. I thought it was fantastic and great and amazing and beautiful. I love Venom. 8 out of 10, not quite perfect. I was, before I watched the film, I was like, I'm going to give this 10 out of 10 because it's Venom. But I didn't. Visuals. If you have seen the film, let us know what you think in the comments below without saying any spoilers. If you haven't seen the film yet, go see it again. In fact, I can't even see why people wouldn't like it. Go check it out yourself, and hopefully you enjoy it. I think you will enjoy it. It's worth watching anyway, and then you can make up your opinion. The cinema, I don't know if it's the same everywhere else, but for us it's like £5 just for a ticket. It's not even that expensive. But hey, it's really late at night, and I've got to work really early in the morning, so I've still got to put this together and edit it and upload it. So visuals, Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy my review, if it wasn't too rambly and just crazy and shit, me and Baboon, and thank you for all the love and support lately. The Preston Comic Con vlog's doing really cool for this tiny channel. That's amazing. So thank you to everybody that's interacted with that. And more importantly, visuals, thank you for being you. You guys are the best. Keep being you and keep it on.
If you've liked what you've seen, guys, if you enjoy watching me, enjoy watching Dan, or even a little glimpse of our little friend Bill that's sitting in the corner, doing whatever he's doing, you can now follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook.